Hey Pipers, I wanted to stop back in today and do a little visiting and download another little chat slash ramble type video and get the housekeeping out of the way. Friday, when I went to Lafayette, hopefully I don't have to go back for a while. That drive for the last, let's see, we've been down there 4 times in the last 6 weeks, and that drive's getting a little old. But I had put my little Erickson Dublin in the shop down there at Piper's Haven to get some stem work done on it. The stem had gotten loose, and this is a little pipe my son got me for my birthday last April, and this is he picked this out on his own. I get a lot of pipes that are gifted, but through birthdays and anniversaries and Father's Day and whatnot, but a lot of times I picked them out, so it's really, this was a total surprise, and he picked this out of, bought it at Don Juan's in New Orleans, and they've got a ton of pipes. So this was one that he picked out. This was his this is one that he liked, obviously, and so it had a lot of sentimental value. It's not a super expensive pipe, probably a $50-$60 pipe, but I love it. It's got a ton of sentimental value, and in it I'm going to be smoking some number 400 Superior Flake from MA's, little blend that I'm kind of getting into, that got a week or so back, week or 10 days ago, from my friend Buddy over at MA's. So let's get it lit up here using a little Calibri pipe that might be a 5%, and I'm just getting to where I can working on the adjustment of this thing, and I may have it. Come on now, yeah. I'm still working on bleeding it a little bit, bleeding some of the air out of it. I did not know to do that before you filled it. Any tips you guys can give me on this? Love them. Love this Calibri, but they are temperamental. The Zippos have their issues, and I think any pipe lighter tends to have its issues. But I love the way it lights so much better than a Zippo. I love a Zippo now, don't get me wrong, but this one has a more direct flame onto your tobacco, but they will get air in the lines very easily, and you need to use a premium butane in it. Because a lot of your drugstore type butanes has a lot of oil, about a 40% of it is an oil based, and it'll gum them up, the working parts in them. So check with your brick and mortar tobacconist. They ought to be able to steer you in the right direction. Or check with Calibri. They've got 2 or 3 brands that they recommend. Of course, naturally, one of them is their own. Go figure. But loving this little Calibri. Again, Mike, thank you, bud. Oh, excuse my hoarseness. I tell you, out in that night air last night, about 4 o'clock, the temperature started dropping, and it fell down to about 30 here, 31, and a lot of dampness in the air. So my wife, bless her heart, was not feeling real good when we went over there. She had a cold, and now she's downright sick, and I'm headed there. So hopefully I can stave this off. She's feeling a lot better. She got some Zicam and really kind of got it under control. So hopefully, I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper, and usually I'm a Coke fiend. I prefer Coca-Cola, but Emily wanted to split one a while ago. Oh, a couple of hours back, I opened it and stuck it in the refrigerator before she went to bed. She wanted some in her little cup. It was about a half a can, and she won't drink the rest of it. So I stuck it in the fridge, and I said, well, I'm going to make this video. My mug is already by the bed that I carry around all the time. And I said, I'm going to grab a little, this will be perfect to sip on in case I get hoarse. And this Superior Flake 400 is one that you know, there are certain blends that you need something to sip on. And that's one of them. This is a little Dublin. I have smoked it. Probably after tonight, I'm gonna give it a break because I have smoked it Friday. I didn't smoke it on the way home at all on that little 3.5 hour trip. That night I smoked a couple of bowls in it. Yesterday I smoked probably 3 or 4 bowls in it, and this is the second one today. So I've been at it 3 days in a row, so I'm gonna give her a little rest. But it's a good smoker. It will burn a little hotter than others because as this taper comes down on this Dublin, it gets a little thin down here. Now this blend is not smoking hot, but if it's got any casing on it. See, I smoked a bowl of the Brigadier Black Alamo. I think it come in at my number 3 for the top 10. Love it. But it's got a little casing on it, and it will burn hot in this Dublin, I'm telling you. In this Erickson. It's not necessarily the Erickson, I think it's the shape in general. I've got another little old Dublin that's an Aldo Villani bent Dublin. It's a rusticated and or blasted, and it's not as prominent shaped a Dublin as this one. And then I've got another one that came from Don Juan. It's a no-name pipe. It's got a hump in the, I think y'all have seen it. Now I know you have. It might be considered an extra large Dublin. I don't know. It's got a little beveling on it. It's of course this one is beveled in, inwardly. And boy, this thing, and like I say, the camera on this little computer camera never does them justice, but this one has some beautiful graining in it. Even got a little bird's eye if you look close. But and they shined it up down at Piper's Haven for me to give it a good buffing. But the graining, this little old pipe has some beautiful graining in it. And the further along I get in the pipe hobby, I've always, when I started out, rusticated pipes or blasted pipes were my favorites. And I haven't honestly looked here lately to see if I've got more rusticated or more smooth finishes. But as I get a little, I don't know if it's getting a little older, a little further along in the hobby, but the beauty of a smooth pipe, straight grain, flame grain, the bird's eye. I mean, I'm getting to where I appreciate that more and more as I go. The further I go along in a hobby, it's I'm still not ready to say that I prefer smooth over a rusticated, but my appreciation for them has grown just tremendously. Tomorrow I'm gonna show my wife. Matter of fact, I'm gonna work on it tonight on the computer. Some choices. Like I said earlier, instead of spending a bunch of money for one pipe, I thought, well, I'll just buy 2 pipes for a little. Aldo Villani makes some great ones that I liked in the $50 to $70 range. Of course, heck, even Savinelli's got some upper 80s to 100, so. No, Cammy, no. Cammy. Stop that. Sharpening those claws. Uh-huh. Yeah, look, yeah, give me those evil eyes. But, so I think I'm going to go that route and get two for what she was going to spend for one. But I'm going to pick out about 6 and let her pick 2 out of them. So it will be a somewhat of a surprise for Christmas. And of course, my mother ordered me a little auto-blended, beautiful little pipe. And for Christmas, and looking forward to it. It's a rusticated. This 400 Superior Flake is smoking really good. This is one that came recommended by Buddy, the owner over at MA's, and he said, I always call. If I'm not where I can go over, I always call him, say, look, my mom's coming through. She's going to stop and pick up an order. I need Wall Street. I need some Cajun Queen. I need a little rum rummy or whatever I'm getting, and but I always say, what you got new? And this was the latest one that I hadn't tried, and it's Flake. I said, well, send me an ounce. And I usually get an ounce if I can't try it. I've got to the point I don't gamble anymore. If I'm there, he'll let you smoke a bowl, and then I can make a decision. But so he did, and I wish I'd have got 4 ounces of it. And he said this is kind of an aromatic, and I can see where it is, but it's really not. A lot of people wouldn't call it one because this got the Virginias are very prominent in it, and I'm sure it's got some burley in it. When they get pressed, there are some darkness in there. I don't know, but I'm going to find out for sure. Very pleasant room note. Super great flavor. But when you say it's an aromatic, it's not. It doesn't smell like anything. It's not a amaretto or rum or something. It's or honey. It's not a. It would just be just a good flavorful, and I like it. This is creeping up. When I do my mid-year top 5, I did a top 10, but I always do a mid-year, and several others do too, of a top 5 kind of. This is creeping up and stands a good chance of being in the running for that. And it, had I had it another month or two, it would have certainly probably made my top 10. But I said I was going to do this, and I am once we get through the holidays and get through, Christmas and how expensive that is. But get over into January, February, March, I'm gonna order about a pound of not outlaw, Wall Street from Buddy and him at MA's, and I may get another pound of, say, half pound of this and half of another one. And what I'm going to do is, and I've even went so far as to get several of y'all's addresses, and some of them I still got, some of them I don't, but I'm going to pick several. You may get an ounce total, 2 half-ounce samples, or, because I want to send them to several people. I want everybody to try this, my real close follower, to try the Wall Street for sure. And, like I say, you may not get but an ounce, but I'm going to spread it around ounce or so, but I do want everybody to try it, and like I say, I would love to, Buddy's a good guy, and I'd love to see him pick up a little business out of it, and y'all will like him and like his blend. River Market went good. Weather, hail, rain wise, turned out to be a good day. There was not as many people as they thought was going to come, but we still was bumping that 20,000 mark. They were predicting around 40, but it was still profitable, done good, and I had just downloaded a little video on it, like the little Duck Commander Christmas, because they weren't there at that time. They came for about 12 minutes total. They've gotten to be big stars now. So anyway, I'm running out of time. We'll catch up with y'all a little later. Have a good one. Merry Christmas and God bless.